Okay, so I think we might have worked out a method that is going to maximize the amount that you can sell your players for in Football Manager 2023. This could be game changing. Let me show you how it works. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a tip or a method that I think is going to be really useful for you guys to use in your own saves in FM23. One of the main questions that I get asked all the time is, how can I get the AI to buy my players? How can I sell players for a decent price? It feels like the AI always make those horrible low offers and they try and lowball you, right? If this is familiar, if this is a feeling that you have experienced, then hopefully today's video is going to be a bit of a game changer for you. At least that is what I'm hoping for. I'm just going to jump into a save and I'm going to show you a way that I think we've come up with that can maximize the amount that you can sell players for. Let me jump into the Newcastle save. And here we are, look. And I've just gone back to an old save file because I feel like the way that I'm going to get this across to you and show you and teach you about this method is just to show you. And hopefully you'll be able to pick up on a few of the things that I'm doing and apply them to your own saves. Now, this idea and this method actually came out of the network game that I'm doing with a few members of my Discord. By the way, there's a Discord link in the description of today's video if you did want to come and join in. We chat about all things FM and real football sometimes. If Liverpool aren't losing a lot, we might talk about real football unless I ban it, which can happen, and Liverpool lose a lot at the moment. Anyway, I'm fine. I am fine. Anyway, in our network game, one of the members, Walal, I'll give him a shout out, has been able to sell some of his players for extortionate amounts of money. He sold Pedro Neto for £93 million. He sold Dominic Calvert-Lewin for, I think it was 70 odd million pounds to Chelsea. And a few of us asked the question, how are you managing to do this? And he was a little bit secretive. I think we've worked out the way that he was able to do so. Now, in the Newcastle save here, I've gone back to an old save file. Look, it is January, meaning the transfer window is open. And this is an important thing here for trying to sell your players for a decent price. You are going to need them to be wanted by other teams. If they have this little wanted sign on their status, this means that you can start to apply this method. If they aren't yet wanted, you are maybe going to need to offer them out until a few clubs are interested, and then maybe you can begin the method. Let's start with a few players that are wanted in my save here. Now, I don't actually mind about this because this isn't a real save file. So we're going to use Moises Caicedo. He is wanted by Valencia. Actually, it's not a great option. He's only wanted on a loan. So let's move through. Who's wanted but for a full-time transfer? Here we go. Bruno is wanted by Manchester United on a full transfer deal. Look, wanted by Man U FC on a transfer deal. His contract is actually going to expire next season, so he's thinking about moving on. He hasn't played as much football as he previously had in this save. Only 9 appearances this season. He is prime, but for somebody you might want to sell, he's now... Okay, I was going to say he's getting on a bit. He's 27, maybe not so much. He's prime, though, as a player that you might want to sell on to get a bit of money back. He's also on big wages, which are notoriously difficult to shift, aren't they? 160k a week. We'd be thinking here, what do we want for him? 30 million pounds? 40 million pounds at a push? Let's just see what happens if I offer him out, and this is where you begin with this. I'm thinking in my head, I want about 30 to 40 million pounds for him. Now, usually you'd expect the AI to not come back with a bid as good as this, right? Let's just see if I offer him out to begin with, or I'm going to offer him out for 15 million pounds. This is very cheap, right? This is where you're thinking, what? What are you doing? Don't do that. This is why we're going to do this. I'm going to offer out for 15 million pounds and press continue once. And I think because that is such a good deal, we're immediately going to get an offer, which we have done. Benfica are in 15 million pounds. I'm going to now, though, reject this. He would still like to go to Manchester United. Reject your first bid, and then you're going to offer out for a lot more. We're going to offer him out this time for closer to the bid that I am looking to accept. I think the theory behind this is that now he's officially on the market. We've got clubs not only interested, and he's not only wanted by teams, he is now very much on the market, and the AI clubs are going to start to jump in almost like vultures and start to compete for him. I actually made a video similar to this one where I went through a method that we have been using, which is this one here, which is all about creating an auction around your players. You can drive the price all the way up if you create a bit of an auction from other teams. I advise you, if that's something you're looking to do, maybe watch that video after this one. It could be really useful too. It was on FM22 and it still applies to FM23 though. Maybe if you want me to make an updated version for this year's game, let me know in the comments down below. But anyway, I'm going to now offer out Bruno Guimaraes for 30 million pounds, not transfer list him or anything like that. Offer him out 30 million pounds, and we're going to continue another day, and let's see what happens here. We've got a new bid, 30 million pounds for Bruno Guimaraes. Now, this is a decent price. Suddenly, It feels weird, right? And maybe you guys are doing this already. It's at this point here, this doesn't feel like I'm doing anything out of the ordinary. It doesn't feel like we're doing anything weird. Maybe they would have bid 30 million to begin with. However, I'm actually going to reject this, and we're going to go and do it again now. They're very much in for him. I'm going to reject it. Actually, let's just check. Is it just Benfica in for him? Benfica and Manchester United. I'm hoping that they come in as well here. I'm going to offer him out this time for 35 million. Do you remember when we said at the start, 40 million was the speculative price that I was looking for here? The key thing that you're looking for here, by the way, is that you want the AI to offer a negotiable deal. They're still going, by the way, 35 million pound Benfica here. I'm still going to reject it because what we really want, they're happy to pay that. What we really want is that negotiable deal, which we can then drive the price even more. I'm going to go again, 40 million pounds. And I'm just going to press continue. Will Benfica come back? Will Manchester United enter the fray? That's what we're looking for. 40 million has now been offered. We are driving this price all the way up. This isn't even necessarily the method, but we have now got our speculative price for Bruno Guimaraes. Do you remember his value range was up to about 40 million pounds? We've now gone all the way to the top of that value range, and they're still offering non-negotiable offers, meaning I think we can still drive this price even higher. Let's go to 45 million pounds. By the way, I'm not doing anything with it. I've just joined this game save file and I've just offered him out for a really cheap price to get the ball rolling. And suddenly, look, 3 continues later, we've gone from 15 million pounds to 40 million pounds. And I think they're going to be back again here. Let's find out if they are. Well, I mean, it says it there. Look, they're in a 45 million pound offer from Benfica. It feels like we're almost cheating the system a little bit. And I know that you guys might be thinking, what are you doing special? It's all about trying to leverage that interest in your player. There are different ways to do this. What will sometimes happen is on that initial offer, you'll get bids from a few different teams, and one of them, or at least a couple of them, might be negotiable, and then you can drive the price up that way. We've actually just had non-negotiable bids keep coming in up to 45 million pounds, look, which is way above what his value was already. Manchester United haven't even joined this yet. I'm going to keep rejecting just to see how high we can go with this one. And I'm going to now ask for 50 million pounds. We've almost got an auction without an auction actually happening here, have we? Let's go again, as I've got a load of news items to get through here. I don't actually want to go and play a game in this save, but maybe we'll have to if they keep offering more, right? Let's go again and see what happens this time. And they are back again. Literally, look, they are back. This is it. Okay, so we've now asked for 50 million pounds and they are back again. However, this time they've come in with their negotiable offer. Now, we've got a little bit to work with here. They didn't want to offer that 50 million pounds, but we originally asked for 15. I can now ask for, let's try maybe, what do we say? They did 45, right? Let's try the 55 here and see what they say. They've gone 37. Let's see if we can get this to be 50 million, which is what we want, right? 52. They've gone to 40. We found the end of where they're going to offer here. Let's try 50. 41 plus 3, which I don't think is actually that good. I'm going to go again and see if we can keep doing this. Be brave with it is really what we found here. I'm going to ask for 50 million pounds again, see if Benfica come back and see what we can do with it. Still no offer from Manchester United, who were interested. They've offered 33 again, I think. Look, I think this one will be negotiable once again, though. I think we hold out for that 50 million pounds. Maybe we'll go 40, 49. See if they'll do 49. Okay. We've got 49 million pounds as our offer. I'm now going to accept it. And it all came from offering them out so low and just rejecting it. Then trying again. And did you see how they first came in with 15 and then immediately came back with 30? It seems to really work. It's going low, driving up the interest, and then seeing where you can get the price to by going back and refuting them. It's a kind of realistic thing, isn't it? You see all the time about how clubs are holding out for a certain amount and they keep rejecting and keep going back and forth. There's a negotiation process, right? Let's jump into another save file so that I can kind of prove that the Bruno sale wasn't actually just a fluke here, and that actually there are a few other things to this method that will work. I'm going to jump into a different save file and let's try again. Okay, so hopefully now I'll be able to show you this in a little bit more detail and prove that that Bruno sale wasn't just a fluke and selling him for 49 million pounds to Benfica. Hopefully I'll be able to tell you in a little bit more detail how this exactly works. I've jumped into a Wolves save that I've got from a Wolves rebuild that we did not so long ago, and it's just after the transfer window is closed, so I'm hoping that that doesn't mud things here. But Ruben Neves is wanted by Liverpool and he's got a value of 64 to 70 million pounds. I'm going to offer him out, as we talked about before, for a very low price of about 30 million pounds to hopefully just tempt a few teams in. Liverpool specifically, maybe just dangle that fishing rod and hopefully get a nibble. And then from there, we might be able to get this up towards something near his value there, which was 60 to 70 million pounds. If we get over 50, to be honest, I'd probably be quite happy because that's a decent sale. Let's just see how high we can go and see how this method works. We're going to hopefully get a bid now from Liverpool, maybe even, oh yeah, other teams too. Newcastle, Liverpool and Arsenal have now bid 18 million pounds, 30 million pounds, 14 million pounds. I mean, that is a typical AI bid there. I offered him out for 30 and we've got Arsenal coming in for 14.5 million pounds. This is what you'd usually expect. I'm going to reject it. This time, I'm going to offer him out for our speculative amount of money, the proper close to his value amount of money of 68 million pounds, which we'd be happy to sell him at, right? Now, if a team bids, I'm hoping it's going to be negotiable and we can work our way up towards that 68 million pound mark using our method here. Reject the non-negotiable ones. See if you can negotiate from here. Liverpool are in for 33 million pounds. It's non-negotiable though. So instead, I'm going to take down my price a little bit. I'm going to take it to 65 million pounds and keep going until we get that negotiable deal. They might keep coming back with a bigger bid, by the way, like Benfica did before, which could work. I'm hoping that we're going to get this negotiable deal and we can really amp up or ramp up the price, which would be nice. We do have more bids. They are back once again. This time it is 33 million pounds. They seem to like that 33 million pounds mark, don't they? Which is where they value him at. That's the AI valuation here. I'm going to prove that we can get more than that though. This time 60 million pounds. Keep going. Come on. I want Liverpool. I want Arsenal to come back with their 14.5, but maybe a bit more. Let's see. Okay, we do have a bid. It is this time, it's still Liverpool with their 33 million pounds, which I'm seeing as they're not being tempted in by my big price tag here. It shows that they don't want to pay that much, and I'm going to still hopefully prove that they will pay closer to that amount. I think over 50 here, and we've done a decent job. Liverpool are back with 33 again. Still not, you're not actually improving your bid there, Liverpool. You're just going to keep going with 33. Let's try 53. We're going through a compromise. They keep coming back. There we go. Already, look. Bayern Munich are in with 40 million pounds. Liverpool, they've taken their bid even lower, which I'm going to reject. But Bayern Munich, 40 million pounds. I offered out for 52, I think, meaning I think we can get close to that 50. If we get over 50 million pounds here, I think we'd sell him. Let's try. Let's ask for that 52 that we initially asked for here. They're probably going to negotiate this. 41 plus 2. Either way, we're up from that 14 million pounds that we got from Arsenal at the start, aren't we? Let's try 51. Remove these guys. Okay, they've gone for this. Now, I said 50 million would be okay. Does this sort of prove my method there? Be patient, be brave, and you will get better bids. Bayern Munich have now put a bid in that does total 50 million pounds, which I think just goes to prove Liverpool were being really adamant with their 33, and I kept rejecting. Going back and forth and getting this negotiable one, you can get a lot closer. Maybe this is reflective of what Ruben Neves' value actually would be. Kind of prove that it probably was a bit lower than that 60 to 70 mark. Again, don't always think you're going to get the exact value that is being presented to you in the game. That's to do with form. That's to do with reputation. A load of different factors go into that valuation. I think 50 million pounds is probably about right. He's got just about a year left on his contract here. 50 million. I'm going to accept it, and hopefully that goes to show that the method does work here, right? You can get these decent bids from being brave, from getting those negotiable ones, rejecting the non-negotiables, and immediately, to start with, offering them out for a low amount to get that nibble, to get that bite, so those AI teams decide that they want to buy him. Bayern Munich have come in and beat Liverpool to the signing here. Hopefully this has been useful for you. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Hopefully we'll do a few more of these as I find out little things that we can do in FM23. Thank you to the guys in the network game that gave me this idea and gave me a bit of a rundown on how this works. Thank you very much for watching though. If it is helpful, leave a like. I'll see you next time. Have a lovely rest of your day. Bye-bye.